Following that horrific shark attack last week in Elizabeth Bay, there are new figures out today showing just how many sharks are swimming around in New South Wales waters. Last year, there were just under 63,000 detections of bull, great white and tiger sharks across Sydney. Now, Paul, I know this comes up every time there's a shark attack. Should we have culling, etc., etc.? But surely we made it to the top of the tree, right? We are the apex species. Why can't we have culling or at the very least more shark nets? They've got shark nets all up and down the coast of Sydney, but as far as I know, they don't have them in the harbour itself. Why don't we just take the precautions and say, we're humans, we want to go in the water, sod the sharks?
I'm always surprised that, we have the technology to fly to space. Billionaires will let you do it in the most phallic way possible. Yet we can't come up with the version of the shark net that doesn't end up catching everything but the shark. To me, it's very obvious that that's the solution. I don't want to downplay any shark attack that takes place, but last time I checked, it is where they live. We are sort of jumping into their living room and kicking around and hoping for the best. At some point, unless you try to create a barrier, well then, yes, you put yourself in a risky situation. And as a Wagyu meal for a shark as I would be, I think I have a marble score of 28. I don't look forward to being eaten by a shark, but I certainly think that surely the ingenuity and the technology that exists now, and certainly I also think that it should be upon any local council that has dedicated swimming areas like this. If you can't physically patrol them with people, then you should be doing so with drones. So at the very least, you've got the best technology you can to say, here's your chances today.
I'm with Caleb on this. I can't believe you've let your inner hippie come out, Paul Murray. This is incredibly disappointing. We've swapped sides.
Yeah.
We are the apex species.
100%.
We got to number one. And you know what? We didn't do it with our giant teeth and our giant claws. We were teeny tiny little things that any woman mammoth could just stomp on, or any saber-toothed tiger could just eat us for breakfast. But we thought, we stuck at it, we bred, and now we are number one. And what is the point of being number one if we can't kill all the others when they start killing us?
I know.
Like, to talk about self-defence, it's like, right, you went after that nice-looking physiotherapist from Bondi or biomechanical engineer or whatever she was. She goes, right, we're going to come out and we're going to kill 10 of you. We're going to go and get you. And with the nets, and the nets they do, the problem is the nets they have all up and down the coast aren't actually there to sort of hem in the beach. They're there to disrupt the travelling patterns of the sharks, and so they do catch everything else. In the harbour, you do, before you send any letters, all right, we don't want to know, they do have specially netted areas which are supposed to be safe. But you know what? I'm not buying it. I want a completely shark-free harbour. Look at them. What good could possibly come of an encounter?
You want to carpet bomb them,
system that needs to be kept in check, Joe.
Yes.
So they do play a very important part in the oceans in and of themselves. Much like we're like, oh, flies are a pain, let's get rid of them. They too serve a purpose in the great circle.
Yeah, but you don't think twice about killing a fly if it's flying around your face.
It's more that those things that we use, like drum lines, like shark nets, that do keep people safe. Firstly, people don't just swim in the netted areas.
No.
That's one way you're guaranteed safety. Why don't you try that on for size? No, don't want to. Okay. And even those safety measures get shot down by the we love shark people.
Well, I know.
Because they are damaging to sharks. So those are the means we are using. They do work. If people are worried and want to take precautions, great. Swim within the flag.
I think, as we all know, that there's levels of government that like to pretend that they're a little higher than they are, like, local councils taking position on world affairs. This is the opportunity for the New South Wales government to introduce Operation Sovereign Beaches, where they can stop the sharks and they'll turn them around and send every shark back to Indonesia.
I know, but this is what I'm saying, right? Why can't we? I know people will go into areas that aren't netted, whatever, but what is wrong with us saying, Evelyn, we are number one. We don't want the sharks in our harbour. You can live 5 kilometres offshore. I couldn't give a toss.
We will decide who comes to our harbours and
the circumstances in which they will come. We don't want you near us. What's wrong with that?
I'd love to know how you're going to have that conversation with a shark and get the message across to them.
Put a bullet in it.
But, yeah, I guess so.
Hang on.
But look, I think there's a fantastic idea, and it's called personal responsibility. I mean, I think we've forgotten about that. in modern society and modern culture is personal responsibility. If you go swimming where sharks are, there is a risk that you will be attacked. And sure, I mean, human life is always more valuable than any other creature. Human life trumps all, right? But I do think I am into environmentalism, but none of this wokeness. I am a right-wing environmentalist. Let's just say that. That's the new topic. That's the new buzzword.
So
right-wing
you believe in plastic
environmentalism.
straws and sharks at the same time.
Correct, and it make sense, but it makes sense to me, right?
So we like the shark because the shark is more self-reliant and resilient.
Well, the shark doesn't have to pay any taxes, nor do we have to pay it any dole money.
Yeah, but also all these greenies that get all upset about, the dolphins being killed by the shark nets or the drumlines, whatever. You know what else killed dolphins? Sharks!
That's true. And dolphins, not to get into another debate, but dolphins are the worst marine animals imaginable.
Oh, don't get into
What did they do to you?
Keep going and don't say
What about
it.
blue
Don't
bottles?
say it.
Jellyfish.
They are the Harvey Weinstein of the water.
They are. That's true.
Massive shark cull, but we made sure that we ate them all. Because half the time when you order fish and chips, that's
it is
what's covered in
sharks.
batter
Exactly.
anyway.
That's true.
Cheap
That's true.
as chips, and that's why they use it, and then they sell it to you for way more than it's worth.
I love it.
I'd like to know how blue-ringed
Now it's big
octopuses
fish and chips
got
coming
under
together.
massive
Are
cull.
they in on the
You need
Taylor
a lot.
Swift thing too?
Oh, come on,
So then
Paul.
all the-
Don't open that can of worms. But I love the idea.
Yeah,
let's bring the sharks in. Let's eat them. Why not? We are number one.
Eat
I keep saying it.
63,000.
Not eating enough of it, that's the problem.
Hey,
all of
you and I could make a bloody good dent in it, I reckon. I love
If you drop them in batter, yes.
Yeah, indeed.